What's up, guys? Truck and Biker. So, it's a beautiful, beautiful winter day here in Texas. The colors on the trees are changing, the leaves are falling. I've raked my yard 10 times in the last 4 days, and it still doesn't look like I've done anything. But it's also in like the 70s. It's December 4th, and it's in the 70s, or December 5th, or I don't even know what day it is. But I've got to get a ride in. I do. I've not gone in a while because my bike needs a new back tire. And I'm chomping at the bit. I'm losing my friggin' mind. And I was like, you know what? Let's just take you guys along with me today. Just a short little ride, just something, a little decompression. We'll talk about some stuff. Let's get to it. All right. Had to pull over because I did something wrong to my GoPro. Now I've got a random wire hanging and I don't know what it goes to. No, just me being me. All right. So this is my wife's little Eliminator 125. Absolutely amazing beginner bike. The reason I say that is it gives you more of like the sitting position of a normal damn motorcycle. You're not crunched up on it. You're not uncomfortable. Your arms are good and out away from you. You don't feel all up on the handlebars. And sit upright on the damn thing. Like, it's extremely comfortable. And you cannot eat this thing out from underneath you. And I'm not a big guy by any means. I'm 5'10", I weigh about 180 pounds. And this thing is comfortably carrying me down the road. No problem. I'm searching for 6th gear. I keep forgetting this thing's a 5-speed. But it's got like the longest 5th gear in the world. It goes from 35 to 60. And it will comfortably do 60 miles an hour without screaming about it. But yeah, I had to get out, man. I was losing my mind. I hadn't been on a bike in a minute, and I'm like, my bike's not rideable, back tire's showing cords, and I'm not trying to pay $500 for a damn tire. Gotta downshift a little bit to keep going up that hill. But you can run this thing into high rev, and it doesn't even bat an eye at it. But I love this for a beginner bike. It is such a well-balanced, oh yeah, I'm used to self-canceling turn signals. God, look at that house. Ooh, squirrel. So, you can't really fuck up. Like, you have got to give this thing some really, really bad input to make it do something stupid. It leans just fine. It's very nimble. Does whatever you want it to do. And just, I love this bike. I think this is a good bike for anybody to start on, especially if you've never, ever, ever been on a motorcycle. It is the least intimidating thing I've ever ridden on. It's not like even a 100cc dirt bike can get away from you very, very easily. And they're just, like, see, look, full throttle. Like, I am wringing this bike's neck. And it 0 to 60 in 2.3 weeks. It doesn't try to get away from you. Like, I have sat and tried to make this thing do a burnout. I think the only way to do it would be to put oil on the back tire and have someone hold up the ass end. So, But I love riding this bike. I was honestly surprised when I bought this for that how much I would actually like riding it. Because I'm not one of those you gotta go fast everywhere people. I'll get there when I get there. So it's just, I figured I had to get out, get away, take you guys with me. I mean, we all remember being beginners, or maybe some of you that are watching are beginners or just looking into getting into motorcycles. You don't have to buy something gigantic. I mean, I bought this bike for probably less than what it was worth and can probably sell it, especially right now, for good market value, if not maybe a little bit more, just because it's so hard to get a decent little used beginner bike. And it's just, it's a great little bike. I mean, like I said, it teaches you all the foundations. I mean, it's one of the reasons that these were a staple in the MSF courses, these and Rebel 250s, because they're light, but they're not so light that you don't feel like you're on a motorcycle. You feel like you're on a glorified bicycle with a motor. But I mean, this thing is, right as I go to change what brake I'm holding, light turns green. But yeah, I'm sticking to the back roads in the area that I live in because this bike is not fucking legal. It is very dirty right now. More than just needing a bath. Yeah, it desperately needs a bath. But you know, I mean, even like, I use this thing to run to the store because it's easier to get out of the garage than my bike is. So my wife makes fun of me. She's like, you always take my bike. I'm like, well, I mean, mine weighs 700 pounds, yours weighs 300 pounds. Which one do you want to back out of the driveway just to run to the grocery store or convenience store? And yes, I will go to the grocery store on this thing. I will put a backpack on my back and go get eggs, bread, freaking whatever. You guys have seen my pictures on Instagram of the shit I strapped to the back seat of my bike. But this one doesn't have a sissy bar, so it's backpack. Everybody's out walking today. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous day. I love these slight overcast. You're not riding underneath that yellow demon that lives in the sky, especially down here in Texas. I swear to God, we are 3 inches from that thing. But yeah, I mean, one of the reasons I also wanted to talk about this bike today is because I am putting this bike up for sale. So if you live in the Houston area and you're looking into getting into motorcycles, or you have a kid that wants to get into motorcycles, or you're a young adult, whatever, I will be selling this bike. Mainly because the wife is extremely busy with school and keeps coming up with reasons why not to ride it. And I can't really use this thing as a commuter bike because it only does 60 miles an hour and I have to take the freeways. And you can't do 60 on the freeway in Houston. You will die. A very pancake style death. And I am not taking back roads the whole way to work because I'll never get there. Ever. It's too far away. But yeah, I mean, this is just, it's a great little beginner bike. And I hate to get rid of it. I would have loved to have done some things to it, but I've got too many projects going on right now anyway. And just can't keep it. So, that's new. Let me say, we're coming up on a roundabout here somewhere. Man, you've really got to go down some gears. But, yeah, I mean, if I knew how to do the little timer on the screen, we would do like a 0 to 30. I bet it would be absolutely laughable. But yeah, I kind of like my little area because if you just stress the fuck out, you just need to get away for a minute and just take a quick little 1 hour ride. You can seriously go down some of these back roads. Or I say back roads, we're actually on, I think, a major road. Yeah, Sterling Ridge. So, nice little turns, beautiful trees around you. It's good for decompression. You know, you get home from work, you're pissed off, and stressed out, and your bike doesn't have a good tire. It's just like, motorcycle ride. And I've taken this thing for a couple little zips around and stuff like that, but I really love how comfortable this bike is to actually ride. It's stupid comfortable. Like, even, I know the stock seat needs a new cover on it, stuff like that, because it's got a split and a seam, but that's neither here nor there. We'll go this way. I keep looking for the turn signal, and a lot of times when I ride this bike, I end up hitting the damn start button while I'm going, because that's where my turn signal is on the Harley. And I always forget to cancel it. But yeah, this is just an absolute fun little bike to rip around on. Oh. Ooh. AC Cobra replica. Yeah, 90% of the ones you see on the road are replicas. They're not the real thing. I don't know if you guys can see it, but the new Ford Broncos, I don't know how I feel about them. I really don't. They did such a great job with the Mustang and stuff. I mean, they did a shit job with the T-Bird. Not so much, well, I mean, yeah, in looks, I mean, you look at it and go, yeah, that's based on a Ford Taurus, isn't it? Can we overtake a Hyundai Tucson? Ah! This might be a no. Oh, he's fucking with his phone. So, yeah, 50 miles an hour. I want to get off this main stretch. Like I said, the bike's not exactly legal. I don't want to go where the cops are. I want to stay away from the cops. And yes, I know I'm not wearing gloves. It was one of those, I'm setting up the GoPro and I get the bike fired up and let it warm up, because it is a carbureted motor. You do have to let it warm up or it will die every time you come off the throttle. And for any of you that have ridden carbureted motors, you know how that goes. It's a pretty simple carburetor to work on. For the most part, all you got to do is just put fuel cleaner in it every once in a while and call it good. But this thing's got a 3-gallon tank on it, and it will go forever on a 3-gallon tank. I don't know why I killed the turn signal there. And I did knock the baffles out so that it makes a little bit of noise now. Before, it just sounded like a sewing machine. It was bad. I mean, it basically sounded like it was doing little whistles. I didn't change out these mirrors from when I bought it, because they're nice big mirrors that give you a lot of view behind you, and for a new rider, it gives you a little sense of safety, I guess. You can really see what's coming up behind you. God, these mirrors need to be cleaned. This whole bike needs to be cleaned. But, yeah, it's a cool little bike. Ask me any questions you want down in the comments. I'm glad to answer any of them for you. I've always wanted to take this thing on like some hard twisties. See what it'll do. Because, I mean, it'll get down on some leans. And lean quite a distance. It's crazy. Like, to get a peg down on this thing, you pretty much have to lay this bike over. And I've done it. Wasn't like, oh yeah, actually I was. Me and my brother were hanging out, and I went around the cul-de-sac, and he's like, man, you're like an inch from getting that peg down. You think you can make it touch? So we kept doing circles until we got the peg down. Look at that, little future rider in the making. Hell yeah. Oh, blow through the fucking stop sign. Look at that. Shit. Not even paying attention. I'm not even going to edit that out. That was funny. I love seeing little kids on those little scooters, man. It's like, hell yeah. That is an entryway to getting into two wheels. I gotta even get my kids friggin' little dirt bike fixed. He loves riding that thing around, but it's like every time I fix it, something else breaks. I mean, it really is like owning a motorcycle. The hell was that? Some seriously big houses where I live. I will never be able to afford anything like that. Ever. I don't know if I would want to live in anything like that. I don't need a big ass house. I just need something comfortable. That's it. Just something big enough for me and my family. That's it. I spend the rest of my money on motorcycles. Because you can never have too many damn motorcycles. Once you get bored of one of them, you sell it off and you still got other ones and you just buy another one. Just keep replacing the army, right? But, yeah. I desperately need to get out for a ride, a little decompression, little wind therapy. This has actually been amazing for my mood. Really amazing for my mood. And what more of a beautiful day, man. I love this kind of weather. In Texas, we have like 2 weeks of really cold weather where you've got to break out the chaps and the thick gloves. But like, I don't own anything heated. I don't. And maybe I should, but I mean, I've gone on really, really, really long rides in February. And it's like 30-something degrees outside when the ride started, but it's Texas. As soon as that sun comes up, I mean, it started off in 30s, ended up in the upper 60s in the middle of February. And I'm sorry for all of you guys that are buried in the snow. Move to Texas. Oh. But I guess this is where I'm gonna call it good. Go home and edit this thing and finish hanging Christmas lights. I'll do one more quick little closeout video when I get to the house. But yeah, so if you guys got any questions about this thing, hit me up, let me know. I'll answer whatever you got. Or if you got any other questions, or if you'd like to see more videos of me actually out riding, let me know. So until then, you guys ride safe.